This video finds you to say that it is your turn. I was pre-shuffling this deck just to get bottom of the deck energy, and then this fell out. I have not looked at it. I don't know what the card is about yet, but I just want to talk about how it's your turn. Now, I don't want to overlook or brush it under the rug, sweep it under the rug, is the saying, that you have or may be experiencing some sort of difficulties. This time, now more than ever, is the time to persevere, to keep pushing. Even in the last video where we talked about you being at the end of the rainbow and expecting miracles, rainbows, sunshine, butterflies. Yes, those things sound larger than life, but that's only because you felt like you've had to fight for so long. You have genuinely entered a chapter of your life where you do not have to fight. This doesn't mean that you won't have to put in effort, but you won't have to fight. It will be effortless. There could be something going on within you or around you where you could be feeling like you've been left out or that you're overlooked or that you constantly have to face a challenge. Or for some of you, the blessings are in the neighborhood and you're like, man, I'll be glad when they knock on my door. This is a time for you to be digging deep within your own shadows that may struggle with or suffer from or struggle with celebrating other people's wins. I'm not going to sit here and pretend to say that I know exactly why, but I do simply know that there are certain things that we go through training for, to be prepared for. And for whatever reason, it was important for you to learn to celebrate other people's wins too, because everyone gets a turn. So now it's yours. Wow. Talk about difficulties. That's not easy. But the good news is that it's over. 10 swords in the back, there's no more left. This is a long, drawn out, treacherous journey. Page of Pentacles, but it talks about what you've learned from it. And peeking out, the star. What you've learned from it, how you healed from it, what's come of it. And then I just split the deck to, I almost lost it, the 10 of Cups. 10 swords to 10 cups. Something that was driving us mad tirelessly in the mind brings emotional fulfillment. Didn't I talk about that? I don't know who, what, when, where, why, or how, but I feel like I recall saying in a video recently that the thing that was most plaguing you will be the thing that crowns you. The Hermit, Seven of Wands, the Queen of Cups. Also, a message here to not beat yourself up over things that you feel like you need to forgive yourself for. Show yourself and others grace. The Magician. And look at all this yellow here. Optimism. I don't know if you saw that, but the Three of Swords almost came out, but it flipped right back in. Wow. And brought out more yellow instead. More optimism. So you may be expecting the Three of Swords, but it popped back in the deck and said, no, 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 just kidding, Nine of Cups. So whatever it is that you're experiencing, whatever it is that you're going through, let that Three of Swords turned Nine of Cups be confirmation that the very thing that was plaguing you will be the very thing that crowns you. Maybe that's what I'll title this video. It's your turn. The very thing that's plaguing you will crown you. Bottom deck, Queen of Wands. Harnessing your energy for good, for the best, for the better. Okay. That can also be what you need to show yourself grace for. With the Queen of Cups here at the center of the reading, maybe there's been some sort of an emotional response, or even for some of you, it could be lack thereof. Maybe you need to show yourself grace for not having empathy or sympathy, or showing yourself grace for being overly emotional, or for having a BF. If you know what I'm referring to, that's a fit. It's okay. You can have those moments. There's nothing wrong with those moments, but just acknowledge that. Acknowledge those moments. Acknowledge how you felt. Acknowledge how you feel. Acknowledge how you heal. Learn from it. Page of Pentacles and the Star. Acknowledge how you heal. And all that energy right here that you wield will be used to crown you, will be used for your grace. This even feels like a multiple attempts thing. Yeah, multiple attempts. Maybe you had to go through multiple attempts or something like this to show yourself grace, or to the multiple attempts could have been like, no, that's not right. That's not right. Throw like crumbling up a piece of paper, throwing it in. Taurus and Leo. Showing up with dignity and with grace, but having to go through the motions of that. Air. Saturn at the bottom of the deck. Again, learning from it, acknowledging it, seeing how you heal from it. Saturn talks about long-term things. These are things that are learned over time, but just because it's learned over time doesn't mean that emotions don't kind of come in and sway or turn the current. For some reason, that number 24 is standing out to me. Two talks about your relationship. Four talks about the foundation. So your relationship with the foundation, your relationship with steadiness. Relationships are ever evolving, which means that feelings also evolve. This water wants to come out here over the Hermit and the Seven of Wands. So again, like I feel like there was something internal trying to fight to come out in a certain way, but emotions may have been getting in the way, or emotions are getting in the way. I don't know why. I just feel like this is like the easiest way to come up with an example here is like a work project. Or yes, corporate emails. Let's think about those. Emailing the boss, the manager, or coworkers. When you want to just type it out just like this, then you're like, no, you know what? Let me edit it. Let me clean it up this way. Let me do it like this. Let me do it like that. There's nothing wrong with editing. The King of Wands, the ruler of energy, can edit too, can have a lapse in judgment. No one's expecting perfection. Okay, I'm hearing that we're just expecting reasoning. Trust the timing. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. I think that that's important that it says trust the wave that you came in on, the wave, water, Queen of Cups, the wave, emotions. And look at this. The Page of Pentacles showed up. Earth School, life lessons, soul growth study, higher learning. You've learned. You're learning. Show yourself grace. And what are islands surrounded by? Water. So feelings could be either a touchy subject right now or like, like not disturbing the waters, because this looks like a very still image here. The water itself is still. And maybe there could be maybe turbulence. Maybe it's easy to shake things up. Maybe you could be feeling a bit emotionally volatile or eruptive or just disturbed in a way. Because it's like you're waiting. I'm laughing a bit because it's like, how do I put this into words? Like you're waiting for something to come down or whatever. You're like quiet, you're meditating, you're praying. And then there's like, oh, I'm hearing like that TikTok sound. And then I hear this agitating voice. I don't know. There's something like that. Like you're in your zone, experiencing peace, experiencing grace, like just loving God and God loving you. But then certain things pop up and it's like, what? Oh, you know, it's like that. Show yourself grace in those moments, babes. It's okay. And anyone that wants to hold anything against you because of those moments, they were never really there for you, anyways. But the most important thing is to acknowledge that you maybe had a emotionally volatile moment or moments when you get frustrated. And then your recovery. Acknowledge the moment and then acknowledge how you heal it. And you're going through a lot to be experiencing all of this simultaneously while we're talking about it being your turn. There's a lot going on at one time. You're handling it with grace, with absolute grace. The present energy is represented by the Queen of Cups, but everything in the future here is painted yellow. Optimism. Bird perched, waiting for news package or letter. Yeah, you're like, maybe for some of you, this is like your life is on the line, your job is on the line, your something is on the line. And people are expecting you to just like remain calm about it. They expect you to be perfect about it. No. No. We don't expect that of you. Look at that. The Empress is being crowned by this torch, which says spiritual development, enlightenment, awareness, and understanding. And also, I just said wits when I was trying to say witch, which makes me think of the last video that I uploaded where we talked about the constant through that video was keeping your wits about you. So having those moments where you're like emotionally volatile or wanting to flip out, but reminding yourself to keep your wits about you. This King of Wands, I feel like there's been an editing phase or chapter of how to wield the energy. And when you're practicing how to wield something, it's not going to be perfectly executed every time. And you shouldn't expect that of yourself. And again, whoever else does, F them. Forget them. Handshake. A meeting with a stranger could be important. And what else came there? Fair woman landing out here. Every time I see the fair woman card, it says dealings or relationship with a woman with blonde, gray, or white hair. But I also view it as Libra feminine energy. So it could be a Libra woman, or someone that's literally just showing up in fairness and in feminine energy. Fair feminine energy shows grace. And it landed on top of the water in the Seven of Wands. Someone who shows you grace when you're trying to wield or activate or access or understand. It's literally like a child or a novice trying to understand how to do something or use something. It's their first, second, or third time doing this. We're not going to hold it against them. Anything else? It's your turn, darling. Eighth house reversed. Scorpio retrograde type of energy. And this feels like the last bit of purging. And for it to be like eighth house in the reverse and it's 10 of swords in the hermit, for some reason, I want to say that this will be the last time. Whatever mishap, misshaping, or misunderstanding, or again, the King of Wands editing, like this is the last time that it'll be like this. Oh my gosh, Libra. Libra seeing both sides. Coming out okay. Essentially, this feels like how you are like nervous or on edge if you're like in a competition and you're waiting for the winner to be announced. And then people are like trying to talk when they're about to announce the winner. It's like, no, shush. And then people want to get mad at you or hold it against you when you tell them to shush. It's like, no, we want to make sure we don't miss the announcement. And it's like, if you want to be mad about that, then okay. But again, this is a point in time to exercise showing each other grace, each other, self, and others. Final card here. It's your turn, darling. The very thing that was plaguing you shall now crown you because you have faith in your dreams with the waxing crescent, moon, and bonus message, bottom of the deck, cardinal moon, be bold and make the first move. This also references to that last video where we talked about keeping your wits about you and you being at the end of the rainbow. There's something that requires activation. It requires you to do something in order for you to tap into an opportunity or to succeed, whatever this may be. So be bold and make the first move because that's how you activate the rainbow. That's how you activate your turn of the wheel. That's how you activate your luck. That's how you activate the blessings, the rainbow, the sunshine, the butterflies, the unicorns through your actions. It could also be too, this like the repairing or the fixing of or the healing or the something about the wielding of the energy. But you have the power. It's your turn.